I'm Julie, Fei-Fan Balzer, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute lace pop-up card. Now it all starts with one of the new Tattered lace files, and you can purchase these from your local brother dealer. Now once you've purchased them, you'll activate them in ScanNCut Canvas. So here I am at my laptop and I have ScanNCut Canvas open. Now from the tabs on the top, I'm going to choose Pattern Collection. And when that comes up, you can see that the unlock key is there, showing that I've unlocked both Tattered Lace Pattern Collection 1 and 2. So all I'm going to do now is I'm simply going to click on the collection, and when it turns purple like that, then I know that I can open it up and see, and then you have all of these different designs to work with, okay, whatever it is that you want. And you can always go back and you can look at Tattered Lace Pattern Collection 2 and see if there's something there too. So the design that I think is going to be really fun to work with, but you could use this technique for almost any of these designs, is this one with the two lovebirds, or at least that's what they look like to me. So I'm going to click on it. When it comes up, I'm going to download all the parts just by clicking the button, and that's going to download straight onto my hard drive. So once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click the ScanNCut Canvas icon, and that's going to bring me back to the ScanNCut Canvas main interface page. Once I'm there, I'm going to choose New, because I want to start a new document. We're going to start building out our card. And now I'm going to import that file that we just downloaded. So I'll simply hit the SVG button, choose File, and now I'm going to import it right there, open it up, and then I'm going to say OK, and it'll appear on my screen. So once it's here, you can see that it's just one big file, but there are actually some things I want to edit out of it. So let me show you what I mean. Let's zoom in first so that you can really see what I'm talking about here. So I'm zoomed in and I'm going to hit the little properties panel, which is the 3 bars, and I'm going to change the background color here to anything I want. Now can you see how everything disappears except for these little lines, and these little cuts are sort of slits and additions. Now they're not going to work for my particular pop-up file, so I want to get rid of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Edit and Ungroup, and now I want to individually select and then hit the delete key on my keyboard each of these little. Now you want to make sure that you're actually selecting each of these little ones, and you can see that the blue box comes around it, and you simply hit delete and you're ready to go. So I'm going to take a minute and delete all of these. Once you have deleted everything, you can go ahead and drag so that you're selecting absolutely every part of the design. Go up to Edit and regroup it all. So now it should all move as a single piece. So now you can see it's a single piece, it moves as one piece, but it's a little bit confusing. So let's go ahead and take out the color and bring it back, and you can see the design is as it always was. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit more again. And now let's build our card base. So from the basic shapes, I'm going to choose a square, and I want to change the size of it. So I'm going up to the properties panel and I want to make it 10 inches, but I don't want the other side to also be 10 inches. So I'm going to unclick Maintain Aspect Ratio, and I'm going to change that to 7 inches. So now I should have my basic card base. Of course, it's going vertically, and I want it to go horizontally, so I can just rotate it 90 degrees, and now it's the correct way. You can see it right here. I want an additional square, but this square I want to be 4 by 4, and now I should have a second square. So I want to center the big square inside the small, or the rectangle and the square together. So I'm going to use my alignment tools under the Edit menu to do that. You can see them here. Now I want to go up to the Process Overlap tools, and you can see that this is how you weld or divide or remove the overlapped, or whatever it is you're doing, you subtract. And I'm going to go ahead now and click Subtract. Now this may look the same, but what it actually is this square is permanently being taken out of this larger square, which is just what we need for our pop-up card. So the next step is to go ahead and take the bird file and make sure that it is placed relatively in the center. Now it's too big for this square. You do not want it to touch on the top and the bottom. You only want it to touch on the sides. So I know that inner square is 4 by 4, so I can go to the property panel and I can make it, let's say 3.8. But I want to maintain the aspect ratio there, so 3.8. And now that's going to be small enough, but it doesn't touch the top and the bottom, right? But it does not touch the sides either, and I want it to. So the first thing here is let me center it. So again, I'm going to use the alignment tools to center it. And now clicking off so that I just select the part in the middle, I'm just going to make it a little bit wider. And this does distort it a little, but not so much that it's a problem. So I'm just going to pull it a little bit wide. There it is. It looks fantastic. So you can see how it's here. Now the next step, and this is really important, do not miss this step. I want to go ahead and ungroup that bird design, because if I try to weld it while everything's there, the design will disappear. So now I want to very carefully just select the rectangle and the very outside design. You should only have 2 of these blue dashed lines going around. Then I'm going to choose Edit and Weld. And you can see that that outer lace design is welded in there. So now I'm going to select all of these parts, Edit, and Group. And now it's going to move as one big design. So the last step before we're ready to cut out our card is we just need to add a perforation line. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Path tool. And I'm going to click at one end, hold the Shift key on my keyboard for a straight line, click on the other side so that I create a nice line, and then double click to end the line. Now it's a single line. Go up to the Properties panel, choose my dash pattern, whatever dash pattern you think would be good for a perforation. It's totally up to you. And then I want to make sure it's centered. So I'm selecting everything by grabbing it, and then I am going to center it. And once that's done, oh, look how the inside parts moved here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Undo and Undo again. Let's make sure that is separate. So let's go ahead one more time, select them both, Edit, and Align. There we go, and align it again. And now it's perfect. One of the things I love about ScanNCut Canvas is the Undo button. It allows you to just fix anything at all. So now that I'm happy with it, I'm going to press Download. Now you can download this to your computer, to a USB thumb drive. I'm going to wirelessly transfer it over to my ScanNCut. So now that we've sent our design over, we're ready to go ahead and load the mat in. I just have a plain piece of cardstock loaded onto my mat. So I press the load button. And now from the home screen, I'm going to choose Pattern and go up to the transfer button. And now it's going to retrieve my file for me. I can see it there on the screen, and I'm going to say OK and cut. And just press the start button. So now that it's all cut, we're going to pop it out of the machine and take it off the mat. You can use the spatula tool to help you since the design is so delicate. You want to examine it once you've pulled it off just to make sure all the little tiny insides and any other little parts that might be caught have all come out. And once you're sure that everything is out, it looks beautiful, and now we're ready to fold it. So we want to do 3 different folds. The first fold is, remember, we put a perforation line in. So I'm going to carefully fold along that perforation line on the straight part of the card here and on the straight part of the card here. But you can see that I'm avoiding folding in any way, or trying to avoid folding that center piece when I do this. So I'm just creasing on the perfs there. Okay, so that's the first fold. The next fold is at this edge, and at this edge, I want to fold them up so that they're coming towards me. So that should do pretty easily, and sometimes it's easier to do it from the other side. I just manipulate with my fingers. This is a pretty delicate area, so I'm just going to carefully do that. And again, right here on this side, I want that to go ahead and fold. So you can see we're getting the beginning of our pop-up, right? Now there is a perforation line that runs through here because we did add it, but it's a little bit fussier than the straight one was. So what I recommend doing, the easiest way I think to do it, is carefully and slowly close your card, or start to close it, and see how it's naturally folding. And then once you have it sort of in a roll like this, you can sort of look in and take your fingers and try to sort of slowly, you can see how I have it pinched here, right, with my fingers, and I can just slowly try to manipulate it so that I get right at the perf line, which is going to help me in some of these areas. Just make that for a neat fold so that it's really nice and easy. And if you look down the center, that might be an easier way to see the process of what I'm doing. Is I'm really just trying to ease this around so nothing gets crushed. And of course, you can always open it back up, and you can see the perf running through there if you need to help you just make sure that you're getting that fold exactly as it should be. So once you have that done, it should mechanically work, and then you can simply take your thumbnail and burnish everything so that it's really nicely folded, making sure to just rub across, and then ta-da! You have your fantastic pop-up card. It's just so lacy and beautiful. If you wanted, you could put another piece of paper back here, or you can leave it open, which I like very much. And it's perfect for a Christmas card, a holiday card, wedding invitations would be really lovely. All kinds of possibilities with your new tattered lace designs. For more tips, tricks, and tutorials, visit my blog at balzerdesigns.typepad.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, don't forget about the ScanNCut website at ScanNCut.com.